On paper, Pakistan is a parliamentary democracy. It has an elected government led by Shehbaz Sharif. But the shadow of one man looms large in every critical decision. Even in the ongoing US-Iran negotiations, Pakistan's army chief, Asim Munir, has effectively sidelined the country's Prime Minister, Shehbaz Sharif. As Shehbaz Sharif embarked on a visit to Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Turkey on Wednesday this week, a delegation led by Asim Munir appeared in Tehran on the same day as part of the ongoing mediation efforts. Now, the visuals of the Pakistan-Iran meeting depict a story in itself. Although Pakistan's Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi was part of the delegation, it was Asim Munir who led the talks with Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and the Parliament Speaker Mohammad Ghalibaf, clearly signaling where the power actually lies. Since last year, US President Donald Trump has publicly praised Asim Munir and at times even omitted any mention of the Pakistani Prime Minister at all. Donald Trump has also described Munir as his favorite field marshal. Speaking to the New York Post on Tuesday this week, the US president hinted at America going back to Islamabad for another round of talks with Iran very soon. In fact, here's what he said. I quote him, "It's more likely, you know why? Because the field marshal is doing a great job," unquote. Now, as per Iranian state media, Asim Munir is set to visit Washington, D.C. on the 17th of April, following his return from Tehran to restart the stalled talks. On the other hand, Shehbaz Sharif seems to be playing second fiddle to Munir, with clearly no visible diplomatic role. Meanwhile, Fawad Chaudhry, who was a minister in Imran Khan's government, told Indian media agency ANI that Asim Munir is Pakistan's de facto leader. According to him, Trump hasn't even bothered to speak with Shehbaz Sharif.
Frankly, there is no two opinions about that right now Pakistan is led by General Asim Munir. He is the de facto leader of Pakistan, and actually the decision making right now is with Army Chief, the Field Marshal or CDF.
Now, the United States has backed Pakistan's military dictators for decades, whether in the name of curbing communism in the region or fighting terrorism. For instance, remember the US and Pakistan enhanced their military ties after Field Marshal Ayub Khan took over as the president back in 1958. Similarly, American aid to Pakistan increased during Zia-ul-Haq's rule after the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. In fact, America also supported General Musharraf, who had staged a coup to oust Nawaz Sharif in 1999, as he extended support to its war on terror post the 9/11 attack. Now, what makes Asim Munir's situation unique is that he hasn't formally assumed the reign of power in Pakistan. While his predecessors had access to the Pentagon, he's the first army chief in a civilian government to have been hosted by the White House for a meeting in the Prime Minister's absence. However, the US had a rather interesting explanation for the Munir-Trump meeting that took place in June last year. White House spokesperson Anna Kelly said that Donald Trump hosted Munir as he called for the US president to be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Addressing businessmen earlier this year, Shehbaz Sharif himself admitted that the country is being run through a hybrid regime. He also conceded that many of Pakistan's pressing issues could not have been solved without Asim Munir's help. While Munir was sacked as the ISI chief by Imran Khan in June 2019, barely 8 months into his tenure, his fortunes turned after Imran Khan was ousted as the country's prime minister in 2022. Then in November that year, Munir was appointed as the army chief for a period of 3 years. 2 years later, the Pakistan government amended its laws to increase the tenure of all 3 service chiefs to 5 years. In May last year, he was promoted as the field marshal despite Pakistan suffering a humiliating setback in Operation Sindoor. But this was not all. Munir's powers increased manifold. In November last year, when Pakistan's parliament passed the 27th constitutional amendment. As a result, he became the country's first chief of defense forces, getting control over the Air Force and the Navy as well. In fact, he also got lifetime immunity from criminal prosecution in his capacity as the Field Marshal. Now, his original tenure, remember, was reset after his appointment as the CDF, and therefore he will now retire in 2030 and will be eligible for a 5-year extension, potentially extending his career till 2035. Asim Munir, remember, is also facing criticism domestically in the wake of glaring concerns over irregularities in the 2024 general elections. In February this year, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Chief Minister Sohail Afridi openly blamed Munir for manipulating the 2024 polls in favor of the PMLN and the PPP and of jailing former Prime Minister Imran Khan.